Back. Joining me now this morning is Nicola Gregg. Good morning, Nicola.
Morning, Damien.
How are you getting on?
Great, thank you.
Thanks very much for coming over to us from Wexford for this morning, Murrintown. Mammy with 3 young boys.
That's right, yeah, 3 small ones.
What's their names?
Finan, Paddy and Shamey.
How old are they?
They're 5, 3 and 1.
And yourself and your husband Austin, you're teachers?
Yeah, both primary school teachers.
Over in
Wexford, both in Wexford town, yeah.
What do you do with 3 young small boys?
We have a very busy house. We're always on the go. But I suppose myself and Austin would be both kind of active people, so we're out and about the whole time. So that's kind of where our idea for the book came about. We would see ourselves as very outdoorsy. There were days where we'd be thinking, what will we do with the lads today? It's very easy just to say go out and play, but sometimes they don't know what to do when they get out there. So we decided to come up with, or to make this book. So it's like a bucket list for kids, 25 challenges to do before you're 12.
So yourself and Austin are sitting at home some night and you're basically scratching your head wondering, what are we going to do?
Like, it was actually a wet Sunday after a wet week maybe, and we're like, right, we have to get them outdoors before some of us crack up. So that was kind of it.
But to go from, a lot of parents would have that, I suppose, frustration of what to do with children, and the fact that so many of them would be on screens and all that sort of stuff. But to go from there into producing and making a book.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, my background, I'd be the coordinator for healthy schools in our school in Wexford, active school. I would do a lot of triathlons and outdoor activities. And Austin, he sees himself as a bit of a writer, I suppose, so he's done a few short plays and short stories and stuff like that. So there was a bit of writing in him anyway, and I suppose being primary teachers, we'd know kind of what works for kids and how to lay things out. And so yeah, it took a couple of months for us. We actually there was a competition with the local enterprise office for a new product idea. So we kind of came up with a shortened down version of the book for them, and we entered that competition, and we weren't allowed really because we hadn't got a final product. But speaking to the enterprise office in Wexford, they called us in and they said, look, the product's a really good idea. They said there was a kind of move in consumer spending. People were starting to go back to old traditional things like wooden toys, and people do want to move away from plastic and the toys that just get thrown in the corner. So they said, it's a keepsake. It was a good idea. So they gave us some funding to go and research it and to go ahead with the project.
So, tell us about the book. It's called In Quest of Adventure.
Yeah, so the book is In
We're
Quest
up on Facebook here now.
of Adventure, 25 challenges to do before you're 12. So what it is, each challenge has different elements to it. So there's a section that says, all about the challenge. So one of them, I'll give you an example, is to build a den. So it tells you how to go about building a den, finding a good spot to build the den. You get the little bits and bobs you have to go and gather, and that should be safe, etc., etc. Then the next part, it gives you just different interesting facts, just child-friendly interesting facts about building dens, or whatever the challenge is, the facts are related to it. There's a little extra activity then where for this one, you have to make a little flag for the top of your den, or in other ones, there's you might have to colour in a picture or whatever, different kind of written activities suited to the challenge in question. There's a space then where you put a photograph of yourself doing your activity, so if it's yourself and your brother or your sister, and you put a little picture in there. And then at the end of each challenge, you have a declaration of challenge completion. So that's a nice little form where they say, I, Johnny, declare that I have completed the challenge, and it has to be witnessed by an adult. And there's a little section where you fill in where you were and who was there. And we have stickers at the back then, and you put the sticker to match each challenge onto your declaration. And then at the very end, once you get through your 25 challenges, it could take a year to do it. Some of them are winter activities, some of them are summer.
What's the most? It's a big certificate.
So it's a big certificate then, also with a little spot for your sticker as you complete them.
Yeah.
So from working with kids, they love stickers, and they love, tracking their progress and trying to get the next one done.
What's the most difficult challenge within the book here?
I suppose most of the challenges, the whole premise of it was that they would be free and accessible to all. So if you're in the middle of Waterford City, or if you're down in Tremorford, everyone should be able to do them. So we didn't want things where you had to have a load of items. Sometimes we have make and do books at home, and you have to have polystyrene and all sorts of stuff that you can just...
I remember the old make and do books.
Yeah, and it's very hard to have all them. So we wanted
making a mud pie.
Yeah, making a mud pie is a nice easy one. My boys had great fun now researching the book for us. We spent last summer kind of test running all the different challenges, because we probably had a list of 150 at the start.
Yeah.
And both Austin and I kind of had disagreements on which ones would make the cut. He was probably looking at it from a boy, I was looking at it from a girl. And
was there any that got left out that didn't make the
Yeah,
cut?
there was. I know there were simple ones he loved, like catching fallen leaves and stuff, and I thought, no, that's too quick and boring. And, then there was ones I wanted in, and he wasn't having any of it. So
Just to go through a few of them: damming a stream, mini Olympics, flying a kite, water fight, jumping over waves, crab fishing, making a mud pie, rolling down a hill, obstacle course, performing a show, making a snowman, climbing a tree.
Yeah.
So
All things
obviously,
we all would have done in our own lifetimes. I think
Yeah.
we've just lost some of them, and from chatting to kids in my school anyway, and a lot of them haven't climbed a tree, a lot of them have never rolled down a hill. They're you would think very simple things that you expect all children to have done, but unfortunately it's not the case anymore.
how much did it cost you to get the book produced?
It's a funny one because we got some grant, we got some funding from the local enterprise office, and we got it printed in Hong Kong. Actually, it was just impossible to get that. We wanted to have the edges sprayed red and for it to be a cool book, so we got it printed in Hong Kong and shipped to Ireland. I couldn't even tell you. Maybe it would depend on the volume of sales we've got. We've got an agreement with the company in China or in Hong Kong that it would reduce its price depending on volume and stuff.
Okay, and is it's on sale in
It's on
bookshops?
sale, yeah, in the book station in Waterford. Are going to sell it. The book centre in
yeah.
Waterford. We have a website, www.inquestofadventure.com, so you can buy it online. But so we're all excited. Hopefully we'll have some other bookshops getting it. We've only got it ourselves in the last couple of weeks, so we're still getting our PR done on it.
Owen Colfer, the renowned author, has said every child should have a copy of this book. So Owen has given it its stamp of approval.
He's a neighbour of ours who's just from down the road in Wexford, and he kindly read through the book as we had written it and gave us a few pointers. And so he endorsed it for us. And we had another lady, Sheena Quinn, of the books in Mastermind Ireland. She's an editor, so she did a lot of work with us as well. We got great help with it, in fairness, and being teachers we had a lot of targets in our classrooms every day to get good information.
So
it's just,
are you planning, what sort of a print run do you have at the minute?
we have 1,000 at the moment, and hopefully we'll be going back again for more. Because we kind of self-published, it fell between two stools. It's neither a book nor a gift product. It was kind of a bit of both. So we've had really positive feedback. It's just we see every day the problems that screen time have on children. There's kids, they're lethargic, they're tired, they're spending hours on their screens every day. Arguments in households just seem to be, such a big problem. So, and I think to be fair to children, you have to give them an alternative. Simply saying go out and play doesn't always work. So this is like something. It's a challenge for kids to get done, and for parents it's like a guide almost to help them get them outside.
So 25 challenges to do before you're 12 in Quest of Adventure, and the website again you said?
Is www.inquestofadventure.ie.
Inquestofadventure.ie, and we'll have this up on Facebook as well, so you can keep an eye out for that. It's a beautiful production. It's really, really nice. Are you proud of it?
Yeah, we're delighted with it, actually. Really, really happy. We had graphic designers in Enniscorthy, actually, who did a lot of the graphics for us, because none of us are artists, and they did a really, really lovely job on it.
It's
So we're
lovely.
very happy.
It's very nice, and the best of luck with it.
Thank you.
Will there be more publications?
Maybe. Hopefully. We'll see how this one goes for now. I'll stay teaching for another while yet, though.
Nicola, thank you very much, and hello to Austin and to the lads. And we might have you back later on, the end of the summer, just to see how things are
Yeah,
gone.
that'd be brilliant. I'd love that. Thank you.